So that's going to be projected onto the downstage 2 screens. Sort of give you a little time for the transition.
Scrooge tried desperately to say humbug to the strange happening, but the word stuck in his throat, unuttered. For it was highly probable it was not.
You want to open those screens? Yep. And close them.
Being very much indeed a repose from the experience he had undergone, or shall I say, fatigues of the day, he went straight to bed without undressing, and fell asleep in an instant.
That's right. Gotta open those screens first. Now you're setting up for the floating board trick. Yeah. I don't want it to confuse the other guys. I'm trying to pull out the stuff that they don't see.
It was past 2 when he went to bed. The clock was wrong. An icicle must have got into the works. 12, he touched the spring of his repeater to correct this most preposterous clock. Its rapid little pulse beat 12 and stopped.
So here Laura is screening clocks at every clock bell ring. And Chris is acting the Scrooge part.
Quarter to it.
Patrick Stewart. Laying on a board that's seemingly floating on the between two chairs.
He remembered on a sudden that the ghost had warned him of a visitation when the bell tolled 1.
Suddenly the curtains of his bed were drawn aside. Scrooge found himself face to face with the unearthly visitor who drew them.
So Chris is still seen in silhouette of this projection here.
It was a strange figure, like a child, yet not so like a child as like an old man.
And the ghost is being projected on this screen down here.
Its hair, which hung about its neck and down its back, was white as if with age, and yet the face had not a wrinkle in it, and the tenderest bloom was on the skin. The arms were very long and muscular, the hands the same, as if its hold were of uncommon strength. But the strangest thing about it was that from the crown of its head there sprung a bright, clear jet of light, by which all this was visible, and which was doubtless the occasion of its using a great extinguisher for a cap, which it now held under its arm.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who are you? What are you? Why? I am the spirit of Christmas past. Wrong past? No, your past.
Spirit, put on your cap. Be covered.
What? Would you so soon put out the light I give? Is it not enough that you are one of those whose passions made this cap and forced me to wear it low upon my brow?
Scrooge,
No intention of offending you, sir.
Scrooge reverently disclaimed
Your pardon, I had no intention.
No intention of offending you, sir.
No intention.
Scrooge reverently disclaimed all intention to offend or any knowledge of having willfully bonneted the spirit at any point of his life. He then made bold to inquire what business brought him there.
Thank you.
Oh.
What's your business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Oh,
Well, I'm much obliged with a good night, my broken rest is what I need. If
So
you're
no screen. It's projected onto the... Yeah. There's no screen for the Magoo. It's projected onto the sheet.
Come with me.
Some other time, perhaps. I'm not dressed. I have a weak chest. Monstrous head cold.
Oh, humbug. Forcing a fellow to leave
His last fluid gentle as a woman can be opposed to finding the spirit make towards the window gladness, rose, and supplication.
Wait! I'm just a mortal. I'll fall.
my hand on your heart, and you shall be safe.
Yeah.
You recognize this countryside?
Good heavens.
I was bred here. I was a boy in this place.
The spirit gazed upon the fire. Its gentle touch, though it had been light and instantaneous, appeared still present to the old man's sense of feeling.
Your lip is trembling.
He was conscious of 1,000 odors floating in the air, each one connected with 1,000 thoughts and hopes and joys and cares, long, long forgotten.
John, nice choice going off stage.
Nothing at all.
The cold.
Let's continue. You remember this way?
Remember it. I can walk it blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years.
Tommy!
They're only shadows of things to be.
I could never join these Christmas parties.
They're going home.
It's not quite
Deserted. A solitary boy yourself, Ebenezer, forgotten by his friends, is left there still.
I know. Now you have to waltz for me to eat.
We'll go back to that.
Come, Ebenezer Scrooge. Let us see another Christmas.
A moment later, Scrooge found himself standing on a city street, looking at a building he had not seen in years.
They were now in the busy thoroughfares of a city. It was plain enough by the dressing of the shops that here too it was Christmas time again.
Tell me, Ebenezer Scrooge, do you know this place?
Know it? My first job was here. This is Fuzzy-Wig's old rubber chicken factory.
Oh, Fezziwig!
Bless his heart.
It's old It's Fezziwig alive again!
Yo-ho, Ebenezer! Yo-ho, Dick! Hi-ho, and
Hey there, a good-looking chap.
Hi, it's Christmas Eve, Dick. It's Christmas, Ebenezer. Now come on, clear everything away before I have to change and breaks.
Clear away! There was nothing cleared away with old Fezziwig looking on. It was done in a minute. The floor was watered, fuel was heaped upon the fire, and the warehouse was as snug and warm and bright a ballroom as you would desire to see upon a winter's night.
And now, kind fiddler, if you please. It is time for Sir Roger de Coverley!
These annual Christmas parties, I love you so much, I think we'll do it twice a year.
Excuse me.
Oh, Master Scrooge.
Excuse me.
Belle, I'd like to introduce you to Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer, this is Belle, a friend of the Fozziwig family.
I'm pleased to meet you.
A small matter to make these silly folks so happy.
Small?
Certainly.
And yet, what does this party cost him in your mortal money? 3 or 4 pounds at most. Is that so much that he deserves your praise?
You don't understand, Spirit.
The happiness he gave to us, his clerks and apprentices, and everybody who knew him, was as great as if it had cost a fortune.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Something, I think.
No. Just that I'd like to have a word with my own clerk, Bob Cratchit, just now. That's all.
My time grows short. Come.
Maybe we should separate for a while.
It matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me.
And if it can cheer and comfort you in times to come, as I would have tried to do, then I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
The even-handed dealing of the world.
There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty, and yet there is nothing it condemns with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much.
All your hopes have merged into one hope of being beyond the chance of its sordid reproach.
All your nobler dreams that I loved I've seen die off, one by one.
Until the master passion
Again, engrossed you.
have I not?
What's that?
Perhaps I've become wiser. But I'm not changed towards you.
Am I?
Our contract's an old one, made when we were poor and content to be so.
Be so until we improved our fortunes. You are changed. When we promised each other, you were another man.
I was a boy.
You see, your own feelings tell you that you are not what you were.
I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two.
How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. But I have thought of it, and can release you from your promise.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
But in a changed nature.
In an altered spirit.
In another atmosphere of life, another hope and its great end.
In everything that made my love of value to you, yes. You love me. If this had never been between us, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now? No.
As gladly as I was. Heaven knows, when I have learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I not know that you would choose a dowerless girl who, in your very confidence in her,
Weigh everything by gain?
or, in choosing her, if for a moment you were false enough to your one guiding principles to do so, do I not know that your
Repentance and regret.
would surely follow?
And so I release you with a full heart for the love of the man you once were. You may
The memory of a past has made me hope you will.
have pain,
A very, very brief pain.
and you will dismiss the recollection of it gladly as an unprofitable dream, from which it happened well that you awoke.
May you be happy in the life you've chosen.
Well, I am happy with the path that I've chosen, you little bitch. In fact, I couldn't be happier.
No, spirit, show me no more. Leave me, haunt me no longer.
Awakening in
Great.
the middle of a
Thank you.
prodigiously